Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Linda. If you're new here and you're seeing my face for the first time, welcome so much. Thank you so much for always coming, always stopping by, always watching our videos. We really do appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys so much. So in today's video is where I'm gonna be telling you guys why probably you feel like men might be leaving you or they're pulling away from you so fast. Like immediately you enter into a relationship, it doesn't take long before you feel like, why is this guy, why is the guy pulling away? Yeah, so this is a question that many women have reached out to me to ask me, Linda, I've been dating this guy, but after the first meeting I went to visit him in his house. He just stopped calling me, he just stopped reaching out, he just stopped, everything, and you'll be wondering why. So my kids are at home. I don't know what they are doing to themselves, but if you hear them, pretend that you did not hear them, because if you are a mother of toddlers, you know by now that is when you mount your ring light to do a video, that is when they want to showcase their talent, and we're not going to allow that today. So I'm going to make this video very quick and very fast and brief because I have other things to do today. Today is that day that the Lord has made that. Anyway, I don't want to tell you everything. I don't want to tell you everything. So, why is my belt pulling? Well, guys, so I've locked it finally. I don't know if you guys are seeing me or if I'm getting darker or whatever it is. Anyway, so number one, it could be you are giving too much too soon. It could be you are somebody that you're meeting a guy today, tomorrow you're on a date, next tomorrow you're chatting him the whole day, you don't want to allow the boy to breathe, next tomorrow you are in his house, next tomorrow you're sleeping with him, and so the guy is just like, what? Why is it that it's like this girl is rushing me? Because guys like to chase, and when there's no longer anything to chase, they just relax. They're like, she's doing the job, she's chasing me. That's why I'm always very much against this thing of saying that Gen Z generation shoot your shot. It's very tricky. If you shoot your shot to a senseless man, you might use your own cutlass to cut your leg. Do you understand? Because there are some shoot your shots that can work for you, but there are some there are some shoot your shots that might end up working against you instead of working on your favor. So be very careful not to give too much too soon. It could be the reason they are pulling off. Another point is they might not have the capacity to offer what you're looking for. Sometimes you're dating men, you're very serious, you're looking for marriage, you don't want jokes, and the men you're meeting or the men you're getting yourself entangled with are not after marriage. They are not after marriage. So when they look at you and they see that this girl is a very serious-minded person, she's not a gullible person, I cannot play with her head, I cannot toss her around, they just pull off, because they cannot come and tell you that your standards are so high for me to meet. They cannot tell you that they are not ready for marriage, because they want to lie to you that they are ready for what you're ready for so that they can have their way with you. So that could be the reason they are pulling off. So not all the time when guys are pulling off from you, you are the problem. It's not all the time that you are the problem. Sometimes you're just too good for the person, and the person feels like that's why they say that most men, they date good girls, very beautiful, very intelligent, but when it's time to marry, they settle for the stupid one, the one that did not go to school, the one with no educational background, the one that is very gullible and very senseless. That's the one they settle for. The one that is even less attractive physically, the one that is ugly, if we may use that word, because they feel that with their tendency and their characters, the only way to be able to live a life they want to live and not be questioned, some of those men who lack standards, they're boys literally, because they just feel like they feel the need to live their life in their own terms. Nobody can question them. So they feel it's better let them go for that lady that they can do anything they like, they can do anyhow they like, they can come to the house anytime they feel like, and nobody will ask them anything. So it's not all the time, darling, that you are the problem. Sometimes you're not the problem. Another point is you might be looking for a commitment and they are looking for fun. That's more or less the same as what I said, but this is more of maybe they're looking just for who to sleep with and add their body count, and you're looking for somebody to seriously focus, settle in, invest together, build businesses together, do everything together, and their capacity cannot reach that. Their capacity cannot reach that level. They're incapacitated in their intelligence. Their IQ cannot grasp that possibility. So they pull off. You might be giving too desperate vibes. So, like those women who, if you're dating them, you will not breathe. In the morning they wake up with you, they will text first. Like, auntie, why don't you allow him to at least text you sometimes? Allow him to be the one to call you first sometimes. Allow him to call you sometimes. You leave the phone to ring and get a missed call and just chill. And then you call him after 30 minutes and be like, hey babe, I missed your missed call. It's not like you're always just waiting for his call. If his call just want to ring, like if it's that Katululu phone he wants to do Katululu even before you do the first Tululu you have picked, it gives this desperate vibes. If you're always on his case, like where are you, he's not your husband, remember. He's just a boyfriend, remember. And you're trying to win this guy over to your side. So if it appears to him like you're a monitoring spirit, you're more of a police officer, you're more of a soldier, you're giving soldier vibes, most of them, they develop cold feet and they pull off. Another thing could be you consider where you're meeting these men. Maybe you're meeting these men at the wrong places. If you're always meeting your men in clubs, in beer parlors, you're meeting your men in a motor park, maybe you might try meet your men in church. Try meet your men in choir. Try meet your men among ushers in your church. Try meet your men through a relative, because these days I know very many people, even though Gen Z generation is always against arranged marriage, I've seen very many people that are in marriages that have been arranged. Like literally Dinah Ekweme's marriage was arranged, Nazom's corner marriage was arranged, and it's working for them. So consider meeting. Sometimes arranged marriages are good because the guy knows your family, knows somebody from your family. That respect is there. It feels like I cannot just treat this guy anyhow because I have people to answer to, So I cannot just wake up and say I don't want it to do again because I have people to answer to. So sometimes you have to change where you're meeting your men, and then you just fall in the right hand of the right man. Change your type and taste of men. So this one, I literally use my own example for this one, okay? So growing up, everybody or every lady wants a tall, dark and handsome guy that even with my height, I'm 6 feet, I'll still be wearing heels and I'm still reaching out to hug him from up, okay? And the thing is, we have dated all these tall, dark and handsome men, and what we got from them is cheating. They are chronic humanizers, and they are very smart. If you're not smart enough, you'll not even notice that they are cheating. You'll be thinking you are the only one. They will not even give you vibes of their cheating. They are very smart with everything they do. Like, you literally need to ask for the Spirit of God to show you if he's the right man for you or not. I remember Pastor Stephanie Eke was saying that there's this man that she was dating at a time that came along like a bright shining armor and all that stuff, and you just look at him and say, amen, Jesus is Lord, this is the guy. And she could even literally pray about the guy, and at a time her family was on her case to get married so much, and she became frustrated. She really wanted marriage so badly, she was so desperate for it. And then this guy came along, and it's like, I don't know whether it's her mother or somebody was telling her the guy is not right for her, and she was like, no, I'll pray for him. Like she was even beginning to consider lowering her standards just because of desperation. That's why desperate vibes are very bad, and that's why sometimes you need to change the type of men you're looking at. Because this was a dream man, but the man didn't date. You understand? If you know, the man just didn't date. But later, when it was God's time, she met a man that day, and they are now married and they now have a child. So literally, growing up, we all dated them, and we ended up crying, we ended up heartbroken, we ended up being cheated on, we ended up, all that kind of stuff. But when you decide to change the type of man you're looking for, that's when you get married. So when I met my husband, it was not my spec. It was not my spec because he was not tall. But he's okay, he's dark and he's cute. But it was not that tall kind of guy. But I now had a meeting with myself and I was like, you have been dating tall, dark, and what happened? Where did they go? You know, so maybe it won't be a bad idea if you try this. Because when I was praying for a husband, I was telling God that I need a man who is responsible, I need a man who is faithful, who is committed, who knows his responsibilities, a man who is intelligent, a man who is quiet. I don't want a man who is noisy because I just hate loud men. Okay, I hate loud men. I hate men who brag a lot. I hate men who you'll go to a meeting with them and they're just talking about themselves. They say, I hate it. And it's a turn off, girls. It's a turn off. My darling, you need to check out. If you're dating this guy that anytime you go out, you'll be talking all about himself, you'll be bragging about his achievements. Don't try to marry that one. That one is a narcissist. Do you understand? He wants to make you feel less of a person because of his achievements so that you can just bow down to his whims and do anything he wants. He will just be swinging you around and making you feel like you don't have anything. So later when I changed what I was looking for in a man, I literally got a full package. Do you understand? I got a full package, guys, and this is 7 years and counting GC. So sometimes if you'll be looking for tall, dark and handsome, can you consider a guy that isn't that tall? Average height is okay and is cute, like he understands himself. Do you understand? Most of those tall men, they are very responsible, by the way. And I'm talking this out of experience. They are very responsible. They just feel they can just receive calls without they just pick calls without explanation who they're talking to. You know, they just feel you don't have the right to touch their phone. Please, we ain't lowering our standards, girls. We ain't doing it. Like all these useless mistakes that we do in our 20s, we ain't gonna do it now. So I'm now like your big sis telling you now that do not allow any man whatsoever to make you lower your standards. If it means you changing the kind of things you're looking in a prospective partner, change them and you'll see things will click. Now, you remember Pastor Mildred Kingsley Okonkwo also said that when she met Kingsley, Kingsley was not her spec. It was not her spec. First of all, Kingsley was an Igbo man. She never wanted to marry an Igbo man because Igbo men have something with village. And she's not a village girl. She was not born to suffer. She's a city girl. This thing of traveling for Christmas in the village every time, she is not for it. She did not want a hairy man. Kingsley is a very hairy man and Mildred is a hairy woman. So she did not want them to give birth to baboons that are very hairy. And Kingsley was yellow. She did not like yellow men. And what did God do? She had a man she was dating before them that was a doctor, a medical practitioner in the abroad. And things didn't work between them because the Spirit of God was leading her to a different man. So sometimes you have to bend your spec. You have to bend what you consider your spec for you to get the right man. Maybe the right man for you is not endowed with all those things you consider your spec. Do you understand? Like, he's not coming as that package of tall, dark and handsome that you want. But every other thing is perfect. It's just the tallness that is not there. You know, it's just maybe that cuteness of when you pass with him, everybody will be staring, that is not there. But if he's cute enough for you, he's presentable enough for you. Anyway, who wants a man that anywhere you pass, everybody will be turning to look at him? Nobody wants that. As a woman, I'm the prize. Do you understand? I'm the prize. When I will go with you, people should be saying, wow, your wife is so cute. Wow, she's so homely. Wow, see her humility level. She's so generous. She has a very nice smile. But if you have this one day I went to the market and then there's a lady that was buying rice next to me. And then the woman she was talking to is like, the woman knows the man. She carried her husband along. And the man is saying, this husband is too fine. And the woman is literally ugly. So who wants that? That you are a new wife, you just got married, you carry your husband somewhere and people are praising your husband, how cute he is. And nobody is telling you are cute. Because please, change what you're looking for as your spec. Another thing, you have to study your past relationship patterns and show up differently on your next relationship. Now, if you dated a tall man in your past relationship and it did not work, you dated a brown guy because brown people are your spec, yellow boys, and it did not work. You dated a student and it did not work. You dated a 20-something-year-old boy and it did not work. Can you change your pattern such that this time date somebody average height that is not that tall? Do you get? Someone that is dark, that is not that yellow. Try not dating a student. Date somebody that is doing something with his life career-wise. Try not dating 20-something years old man or boy. Date 30 years plus, because the thing is, men mature very slowly, and if you're always dating 20-something-year-old men, you might just end up being on a roller coaster of dating and breaking up, dating and breaking up, dating. But the day you decide to take the bold step of dating a mature man and not a boy, that will be the end of the road for you. Like, that will be the end of the search. Things will just work for you. Doors will open. You get married if it's marriage you're looking for. Start a family, settle down. And guys, believe me, there's nothing as good as being married, okay, to the right partner, like to a man who is a man and not a boy, to a man who knows his responsibility. You don't need to spell them out. Like, when I see some people, I know there are some conditions that maybe things are not doing so well for you guys, and you need to help your husband to help yourself. But the truth is that in such conditions, those are literally, like, what can I call them? There are special cases that you can step in as a wife to help. But all of us, Dr. Miles Monroe, he once said that every woman, no woman needs to even be forced to work. Like, no woman needs to be needed to work. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, we need to be working because we want to. Not because if I don't work, my rent will not be paid. If I don't work, if I'm sick, I will not be treated. If I don't work, my children's school fees will be pending. If I don't work, I won't have clothes to wear. If I don't work, I'll have no shoe in my closet, no bag to carry. No woman likes that. We want to work, yes, but we want to work for ourselves at our own convenience. We don't want to work overtime because I've not paid rent, I've not done this, and you're married. Sis, I'm telling you, there's no award for who suffer pass. Do you understand? Marry a man that knows his responsibilities. You don't need to spell it out for him. Your own is school fees is due. Can I receive an alert? School fees is due. When are we paying? Children are going back to school. They need bags. They need boxes. They need lunch boxes. The man that knows that our rent is expiring this month, you don't need to remind him. Marry a man that knows his responsibility. And that's why I keep saying, marry a man and not a boy. There's nothing as sweet as just marrying a man that knows his responsibility. You don't need to spell it out for him, and you just live the baby girl life and enjoy your life, and you age softly. Guys, do you believe that I am turning 32? I'm turning 32 next month, guys. Like, and I'm looking this paying, I'm looking this young. Growing up, I was thinking that when I turn 32, I'll be old. In fact, I'm even thinking that during those days when we were growing up, when our mothers were big and we were kids, they used to grow up faster, because I remember my mother at 35, she was not looking like me. She was looking older than me. Could it be marital problem? Could it be marital stress? That is story for another day, Shashao. In fact, looking at how women used to look when growing up, I was like, married women always look like they have marital stress on their forehead. I don't want to get married. Growing up, I really didn't want to get married, to be honest. And I think I'll do another video entirely where I'll explain to you guys what really happened and how things changed and how it turned into what it is now. But thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing if you haven't. I want to believe you got one or two things from this video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Boom. Bye-bye.